Damn them psychics in their voodoo, okay? In their voodoo. I think the voodoo got me. I'm not for sure quite what happened right there. So this is part 2 of the first video, okay? If you're just tuning in, you're wondering why it says part 2, because something happened and the stream ended. I don't know if when I went to hang up on the last caller, did I actually hit end stream, but I was sitting here talking to myself for about 5 minutes before I realized that I was no longer streaming. I was like, I seen people talking about Dolly disappeared, and I was like, what the hell are they talking about? I'm right here. And then I realized that the count wasn't going on the stream anymore and that it had ended the stream. All right. Well, with that said, we've been discussing Emmanuel Haro, the situation that is going on with this child, which is it's horrible. There's no way to look at it. And like I said, there's a lot of people emotionally charged right now. We hear that with some of the callers, and some of the callers believing, I don't even want to say the word because they may have hit me with some voodoo that I didn't know about. I wonder if the psychic seen that coming, right? But I guess I accidentally hit end stream. I mean, shit happens. Nobody's perfect. I didn't mean to. Sorry, guys. Sorry. And there was a couple thousand people in the room at that time. Jenna Bug, 32 months, been here with us almost 3 years. So since it's a new video, like the video, leave your DNA, your fingerprints. Okay, I want your fingerprints now. It was just DNA, but now I want DNA and fingerprints so I can confirm you was here. And of course, if you're brand new, sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free to share me everywhere, but farmersonly.com. Okay. I don't know how to farm, so don't share me there. All right. So what is going to happen in this case? And before we get into the next story of what's going on, like I said, we've seen them in court today, emotionless, right? Which we pretty much expected that. They were pretty emotionless for the longest time, right? They haven't had much to say. They haven't shed any tears or any real tears, but the grabbing the eyes, bring my son back, make sure he changes his diaper. We've seen this many a times before in many cases, right? And usually, like I said, they won't cry until they get sentenced, and then they'll cry for themselves, but never cry for these babies that they hurt. Okay. Yeah, it happens, right? Hope these people know the difference between a cactus and a bush this time. Okay. I hope so, right? Let's don't offend anybody with the cactuses, right? With the cacti. I didn't know the cacti was so offensive, but there's no bushes in the damn, there's tumbleweed like that one dude's head. Okay. Now that was shade. That was shade right there. Okay. So usually when, people know when I'm throwing shade. I think some people get my sense of humor, and some people they just don't, So we got a lot of situations going on. It ain't all just about Emmanuel Haro. Okay. I mean, right now on the internet, that's a big case. Little boy's important that he is found. And this whole time we've been praying for this child and doing the best we can to spread awareness for this child. Like, I didn't go out searching for this child. This case has just been me trying to spread awareness, right? Because one, I don't own a camel. I don't belong in the desert. Okay, I don't belong. I'm too redneck for that. I'm too redneck to be out in the desert looking, right? So I'm not going to the hot springs. I'm not kicking over any rocks out there. There's scorpions and rattlesnakes. I'll leave that for the West Coast people to take care of that one for me. All right. So, but let's hope a miracle happens. And I really more interested now in seeing how the trial plays out. Okay. I'm sure somebody's going to call in and say, oh, you think we ride camels out here now? I mean, people be sensitive, right? Like, listen, if you get butt hurt real easy, like if you get a wedgie every time you move, you might not want to watch me. Okay. Okay. You may not, because I'll say some shit that'll piss you right on off. Right. Won't even care. Laugh about it. Right. So now if you're not so sensitive, I'm probably the channel for you. If you can take a joke, you're probably in the right place. If you like a little bit of comedy with your true crime, you'll like it here. If you don't, You watching the wrong channel. You probably watching the wrong channel. Just to let you know, I try to keep it honest with you. There's plenty of drama channels. We'll, you know, every now and then we'll pick, but we don't go back and forth with channels and fight back, and we don't do that stuff here. There's a lot of channels that do that. We don't happen to be one of those channels. So I'll spin back to the Emmanuel Haro stuff in a few minutes. I want to touch on little Sebastian Rogers, the little boy you see right here behind me. Okay. Going on what, like 18 months or something? It's been so long, I done lost count of how long this little boy has been missing. Sad situation for anybody just tuning in and maybe never heard of Sebastian Rogers, or maybe JLR, right? Because when Sebastian Rogers went missing, there was two people that showed up down there in Nashville, Tennessee. And those first two people were Dolly and JLR. Okay. The other big homie, okay, with the spirit fingers. Breaking news. All right. You want to see mine? Wait a minute. I was going to do my impersonation, but I can't find my phone. All right. I can't find my phone. So y'all lucky. I was about to do a JLR impersonation and piss everybody off, but I can't find my phone. Okay. Hold on. Let's act like this can is a cell phone. Okay. Just imagine this can is a cell phone. Breaking news. Breaking news. Come on in. Come on in. Right. Breaking news. Breaking news. I don't know what my cell phone is. We just going to use this as a cell phone. All right. Come on. Everybody come in. Breaking news. You ain't going to believe this. An anthill was stepped on. Okay. Somebody was walking down the street. They stepped on an anthill. There's 37 ants injured. Okay. We're on the scene. This is live coverage. Okay. You can see right here, there's ants. They all dead. Okay. They're dead ants. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to do it. I had to do it. I did it with love, though. I did it with love. All right. I think that was that good, guys? Was that good? Was that a good impersonation? Oh, it's life matter, right? I'm trying to piss off all the sensitive people tonight, right? We might as well make you all mad. I just got back home. Okay. Um, was that good? Was that good? Right? Was that a good one? Dolly, you gotta admit, it's damn good. The humor, folks, not shade. Yes, it's just humor. Did you see? Yes, I seen the cardiac Dolly people impersonating me. Yes, right. But I think if you got to have a true crime, I tell people all the time is a little bit of it's doom and gloom. You're a trip, Dolly, y'all. Right? Breaking news. Breaking news. Spirit fingers and shit, right? I like to have a little fun with it. I don't want to bore y'all to death. It's late night. If you want to be bored, you'd be watching what is that? Lo-fi music to sleep to. When the ants go marching in. When the ants go marching in. Y'all are silly. Y'all just as silly as I am, right? So I guess new people don't know I'm a big goofball. I guess they don't know. Not like I tell people all the time. I joke on people and I pick, but it's nothing personal. I don't dislike anybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't go to sleep with hate in my heart. Nothing like that. To me, this is not a competition. All right. If it was, I'd lose. Right. So to me, it ain't a competition. I don't race to get to the case first. Some things I cover. Sometimes people cover it before me. It ain't a big deal to me. I started YouTube because I was bored and I wanted to have some fun and people to talk to in the middle of the night. And I still am the same dude from 4 years ago. I still do this for fun. And I do this more now. I have more of a mission than I had 4 years ago that I didn't have before. And that's for these missing people. I think JR has a disability. Breaking news. Breaking news. Where's my can? He will hold that phone for 7, 8 straight hours. And I'm like, how the hell? He don't get a cramp in his arm ever. Y'all see it right here, right? Y'all see the family, and it's always his thumbnail, right? He don't show nothing but his thumbnail. Like, dude, we seen that when we tuned into your video. It's just his thumbnail on his phone, and he will hold that shit for 7 hours. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. All right, so he's easy to pick on, though. He's easy. He's easy work, right? But I like JR stuff when he does true crime, right? When he's in true crime, I like it. When he's covering like the border and all that, I don't get into that stuff. So I enjoy his content when it's stuff that I can relate to or I'm interested in. I watch JR. I can pick on anybody. It's just playing. I hope people don't watch this and take hard feelings to nothing. My silly ass. He's going to sue you, right? That's why you're probably right. Okay, I better put that can down. We put the can down. I don't want to get no copyrights, right? JR, another boots on the ground, a real one, yeah. So I mean, everybody has their own style and everything that they do, you know, their own way of bringing you the information. Spirit fingers engaged. I've been working on my spirit fingers in the Elvis. I used to hit people with Elvis all the time, like, you watching Dolly. I never quite mastered it like the king, right? I never quite mastered it. So let's get back on track. All joking aside, tonight we're talking about Sebastian Rogers. Okay. We're talking about Sebastian. We're talking about Seth Rogers, the father of this missing kid that has been missing for like 18 months, missing what, February 26th. Matter of fact, the same day that Maddie Soda went missing, you can see her right here. She's the lemon, and there's the little strawberry. We're going to count the strawberry as Sebastian. Just imagine this, people. This is all mad because I ain't got a phone. Okay, I ain't got a phone. So you're going to have to go with the strawberry lemonade can, and we're going to be like, you know, if I point at the can, y'all know what I'm referencing. Okay, it's right here. It's the same as the thumbnail. It's just, I'm holding it for the next 4 hours. Okay. So anyway, Sebastian Rogers went missing February 26th, and he went missing under strange circumstances, similar to Emmanuel Haro. He was there with his mother, and then he wasn't. And his mother said, hey, I don't know what happened to him. He just vanished into thin air. Like David Copperfield was his daddy. Okay. And I seen David Copperfield and Chris Angel was performing in Vegas, but I didn't get to go see him, right? Because I was spending time with family and stuff. So I didn't really get to see none of the shows, but they were going on. So he just basically vanishes, right? But he's 15 years old, autistic. He's about not too far from there, was turning 16. So he's 16 right now, almost going on 17. He'll be 17 before we know it. You used to love some David Copperfield. I did too. It was the first magic guy I had really saw. I went and seen David Copperfield as a kid, and I was absolutely. Did you get Ava a gift? Yes, I did. And Tiffany a gift, and PJ a gift. Got everybody a gift. He was the first magic guy I saw as a kid that was like, oh my God. He had a Lamborghini and he made it disappear. And I was just like, as a kid, I was hooked, right? I've always liked Lamborghinis. So when he made his Lambo disappear, I was like, oh, this is too cool. So, but I've already seen David Copperfield. I've never seen Chris Angel. Well, you got me off track, right? But he vanished. This kid vanished just like that. Okay. He vanished just like that. And for the longest time, it was a circus. Let's be honest. Like that stuff that's going on with Emmanuel Haro really ain't that bad compared to what we seen in the Sebastian Rogers case. Now, we didn't see a bunch of people outside of Chris and Katie's house because they were trying to lock everybody up. And, you know, we had lawsuits, we had weirdos, we had lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, okay. In this situation, it was crazy. But online, far as the online coverage of it, Harry Houdini was good. You know, too bad he got punched and died. Ruptured his spleen, you know. A dude hit him because Houdini said he could take a shot from anybody, and the guy hit him unexpectedly because he usually flexes to take the shot, the impact of the shot, and he was unprepared. So when the guy hit him, it ruptured his spleen, and killed them, right? I used to love magic people back when I was a kid. You know, as a kid, I wanted to be either a cop or do magic. That was like my thing when I was young, real young. And then, you know, I changed that way up. But as a little kid, you would have said, what do you want to do when you grow up? I would have been like a cop, or I want to do magic. So, well, now that I'm old, I don't want to be a cop and I don't want to do magic, right? But the little Jimmy, that's what he wanted to do. So the circumstances were strange in the Sebastian Rogers case. You know, they didn't want to do media, right? They did it first, but then they were given inconsistent statements. Okay. Chris and Katie, well, mostly Katie in the beginning. And the internet attacked like a pack of piranhas, right? Everybody just attacking. So the situation was this: the parents didn't kind of shut down Chris and Katie Proudfoot. They stopped talking. They stopped basically every now and then. They would come up on different YouTube channels. Some of them kind of drama channels. Nothing against those channels. Don't come attacking me, guys. All right. Y'all know y'all do drama, right? So they were showing up on these channels that were really not like so much true crime channels as they were crama channels, where, you know, they fight with each other, but they talk about crime while they battle each other. But right now they just attack Brittany J. It's crazy. It's like the whole internet is get Brittany J, right? But they would show up on those channels and give little interviews, Chris and Katie. Well, apparently they gave one to the Hatfields and McCoys. And I guess the Hatfields and McCoys kind of sat on it. They never released it. And they just recently released the conversation they had with Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Also, Seth, right? Now, I want to get into the Seth thing because everybody always thought I gave Seth a hard time. There was things Seth did that I didn't agree with. I completely didn't agree with. Somebody said stop with it. I don't control ads. That's YouTube. You better hit up YouTube and be like, hey, stop with the ads or get premium. It's like, I think I pay $13 a month for it. You never get ads on YouTube. Or they got little programs you put on your computer and you don't get ads. I don't know why people, you got to get with the times. Okay, you got to get with the times. But Steph aligned himself with a lot of people that wasn't quite good people. And that's just my YouTube premium is awesome. It's just my opinion. Like, I thought he could have aligned himself with better people. He aligned himself with people like the Bullhorn, the Monkey Dude, you know, and TikTok Tony, and the old ass dog, the once a bounty hunter guy and shit that didn't even know his name or his kid's name. I don't know. It's just crazy. So, and then they started trying to sue people and all kinds of stuff. And I just didn't agree with none of that. I never really had nothing personal against Seth. I just didn't like Seth's decision making. And in the beginning, I thought it was because he's a grieving father. He's going through a lot, and these people are kind of manipulating him, and he trusts the wrong people. I mean, sometimes people make mistakes. You ever trust? And this is a question for you guys out there watching. Have you ever trusted somebody that really you shouldn't have trusted, and then it come back to bite you in the backside? I have. I've trusted the wrong people in life before, and I think people are good people, and really they just some fucking scumbags, right? I think all of us had. I think that's my problem is I'm a little too trusting of people, and I tend to give people a chance when they probably, some of them don't deserve it, you know, and I'm pretty forgiving. I'm a pretty forgiving person too. Where did 1202 go? That's what I'm saying. They were there for the news when it was big, right? And a missing kid shouldn't have a PR person, okay? When do missing kids get a PR person? It reminded me of Summer Wells and that whole situation right there, you know, with Tim Mullins. Remember Tim Mullins, for you guys that have been around true crime? You know, some of the new viewers that are from Cali, they may not They may not know all this true crime stuff, and they may not get some of the references that we say here. But guys, if you're from Cali, stick around. You will learn a lot about true crime here. Not just Emmanuel Haro. You will learn a lot. Okay. You will learn a lot. Just give it a chance and you'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know all these things were going on. So, we're seeing these PR people show up and all these bad actors in it that I like Seth, in my opinion. He's 100% innocent. Yes, I agree that Seth is innocent. Sometimes he ain't innocent at making bad decisions though. And aligning himself with bad people. Like, look, how many of y'all think that intelligence agency is legit now? Everybody would like, how many people think that shit was legit? That the reward is $500,000. Does anybody think that intelligence agency is legit in here? I'm not even going to name them because I don't want to give them the attention. Anybody? Does anybody think Dog was doing anything other than try to sell his book? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? So many people argued about that when I was calling BS on it in the beginning. Anytime and nobody ever apologizes to me when I'm absolutely right about so much shit, and then everybody's just like, oh, they say all those mean, hateful things to me and never apologize. Never. I've never gotten one apology when I've been absolutely right and real and told people from the jump. To me, it was I was trying to cause trouble, or remember they were trying to take my channel down? Right? Good people don't try to do that. Usually you thank people that try to bring awareness. And listen, I told millions of people about Sebastian Rogers. Millions. And you would do something to try to hurt me? When all I ever tried to do was help you? Yeah, that's kind of bad, right? How many other people jumped on a plane to fly down to help him search for his child? And then so it left a pretty bad taste in my mouth. And then, I lost a lot of respect. I look at it as awkward for Sebastian. Dog has a huge audience awareness for Sebastian. I look at it as a con. I lost so much respect for that guy. He is a joke to me. And I know a lot of y'all might still watch this show. That dude is hate me for it. That's my opinion. I have no respect for him. None. So this dude got out there and tried to sell his book. Aligned himself with felons that supposed to run some intelligence agent. You weren't even smart enough to stay out of prison. And then they get a cameo from some fucking 80-year-old washed up celebrity that called the father Sean and the kid Timmy, like he was in the whale, or Billy, Timmy. I can't remember which one it is. He didn't know the kid's name. He didn't know the father's name, but the first thing he did was plug his book. Right? Nobody gives a damn about your book. How many people read his book? You read his book in here? Somebody press 1. I know one of y'all read his book. All right. I can tell you now, I didn't read his book. I can give 2. He can take his book. He can shine that bitch up, turn it sideways, and stick it right up his Rudy Poo candy. In the words of The Rock. Okay. At any time something major's in the news, he tries to insert himself into it. Okay. So when he aligned with these people, I agree that that man has a huge audience. It would have been great if he could say the kid's name, right? If he could at least get that part right. I agree he has a huge audience. I ain't saying he don't. He probably got millions of people that watch him. But did he have that child's best interest in mind? Did he jump on a plane? Did he go to Tennessee and search for that child? He didn't. But you know who did? Me. Okay, I did. But did he? Not at all. Did I ever say his name wrong? Did I ever say his father's name wrong, his mother's name wrong, his stepdad's name wrong, his grandparents' name wrong? No. Did you see the X about facial recognition hit? Did you see the X about facial recognition hit? No, I don't believe any of that stuff. Right? I don't believe Sebastian Rogers is with us anymore. And you know, the point of my story is on this subject right here alone is that Seth has been out there protesting. Okay, about time, about time. And lately, Seth has been doing the right things. If you notice, he don't have a lot of these weirdos around him anymore, and he's been doing the right things. And listen, better late than never. Okay. And, you know, there's no TikTok Tony, and he's out in front of the police station saying, "You're not trying to look for my kid." He's starting to put the pressure on the police. And see, I thought this would have been done a long time ago. And I never tried to give Seth bad advice. I always tried to give him the best advice I could, you know, and, but certain people got in his ear, right? And they fed him with all this false hope, and it was a lot of con artists, okay, just straight con artists, and that's the truth. Listen, some of y'all might not agree with me now, but one day you'll come back and be like, "Dolly, no, you won't, because y'all will never apologize for the shitty things people say to me. It just don't happen. Y'all act like you never said it, right?" But so many people were shitty to me about what I was saying about these con artists as people, "Leave Seth alone." And it wasn't me messing with Seth. It was me attacking the people around Seth. Welcome back home, Dolly. Thank you. It's good to be home. Trust me. And of course, Seth was out protesting. We're going to take a little look at that. Let me pull this video up real fast of Seth out there doing what he should have been doing all along. Okay. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're going to show you this under the Fair Use Act because I don't know the creator that did this. All right. Astrology and mystics. Oh, it's a psychic. Oh, God. What's with the psychics tonight? Good Lord. All right, hold on. I ain't got the video shared yet. Let me share this. Now Seth's hanging out with the psychics. Oh, Lord. I think he was hanging out with the psychics in the beginning too, because he was searching places they were telling him, right? All these psychics you've been hanging out with, Seth. Now it sounds like I'm giving Seth a hard time. Have they been right yet? Right? All these psychics. All right. They haven't been right yet. I don't know why you're still listening to them, but I mean, this psychic could be a good psychic. I don't know. We'll give her a chance.
How we doing today, sir?
Patty. What do you think about Sebastian still being missing? After 18 months, nothing to say? Thank you so much.
What do you expect? What's the credit? That's exactly what credit is.
Thank you, sir, for your statement, your concern, your care. Sweetie.
All he did was give you a dirty look.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Give me a dirty look. And I think you should replace his fertilizer.
For a policeman, he sure does have some very nice pants. Those pants were expensive pants. Did y'all see them all shiny? They must make a lot of money out here.
Absolutely.
They need more.
Carrie.
They need more money.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything.
Right?
Replacing cameras that are out. Why is it that there is a person that lives in this community? All right, let's think about this. The average Joe does not know where all your license plate readers are. All right? I don't know where they are in Clarksville or Davidson County. I live in Clarksville, work in Davidson County. I'm a deputy sheriff, and yet I don't know where all the license plate readers are. Why? Because I'm not out to look for, get around that. If I do something and I get caught, I get caught. If I'm speeding or I run a stop sign or a red light and they catch me on the plate, guess what? I'm getting paid.
Yep.
What kind of person knows where all of them are?
That's what I want to know.
What kind of person turns around and says,
Well, Seth, don't run red lights and don't speed. You don't have to really worry about that if you don't break the law. He's worried about tag readers.
the video cameras in this location are down.
Yeah.
They've been down for a couple of years.
I believe the media is on the scene here, guys. I believe the media, that lady that you just saw is media. And the lady holding the camera is the channel that we're watching. It's like a psychic. What was her name of her channel? Hold on, we'll give her a shout out real fast. Astrology for Mystics with Jen. Okay, she has 1.3K subscribers. This video has 507 plays. She did it 7 hours ago.
Somebody that researches where the cameras are. Mr. Know-It-All.
Yeah. Way to go, Christopher Broadfoot.
Yep.
You know where all the license plate readers are. Well, where's my son?
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Where is Sebastian, Chris, Katie? Come and show your support. Chris and Katie, I mean, we're right here asking. Sumner County, where is
Seth done found him a new woman.
Sebastian? Don't you want to know, Katie, where your son is? Where's Katie, y'all? What mother doesn't look for her son? A mother that knows where he's at.
The only reason you don't look for your keys is you know where they are.
Exactly.
I say that all the time.
If you know where it's at.
Okay, let's watch this one more time. All right.
Patty. What do you think about Sebastian still being missing? After 18 months, nothing to say? Thank you so much.
What do you expect versus credit? That's exactly what credit is.
Thank you, sir, for your statement, your concern, your care. Sweetie.
All he did was give you a dirty look.
Yeah, that's all he did.
Give me a dirty look. And I think we should replace the certified.
For a policeman, he sure does have some very nice pants. Those pants were expensive pants. Did y'all see them all shiny? They must make a lot of money out here.
Yeah, they need more. They need more money.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything.
Right?
Replacing cameras that are out. Why is it that there is a person that lives in this community? All right, let's think about this. The average Joe does not know where all your license plate readers are. All right? I don't know where they are in Clarksville or Davidson County. I live in Clarksville, work in Davidson County. I'm a deputy sheriff, and yet I don't know where all the license plates are. Why? Because I'm not out to look for, get around that. If I do something and I get caught, I get caught. If I'm speeding or I run a stop sign.
See, I believe that's media. See her camera stand out there? See the tripod? See the big camera? She's media. So the media is out there with Seth. So apparently they contacted the media, said we're going to go out there, protest the police, the sheriff's department, right? Craddock's, where Craddock's at. And he took the psychic woman out there with him. And it's him and her out there, I guess, trying to fight the good fight. Now listen, I think what he's doing is the right thing to do. I truly do. Put pressure on the police. He's going to need more people out there with him. But Seth burnt a lot of bridges with people. Remember, he was firing people he wasn't paying, and he was just some people he was hitting on inappropriately, and I don't know, he was just doing some weird stuff, right? And it got a lot of people. Listen, look how many people talk about Sebastian Rogers right now. Everybody jumped ship soon as something else happened. They were like, because of all the situations that they caused. I hate to say it, it's just the truth, right? I still feel bad for Seth. Some people say, rumors, Dolly. It ain't rumors that he aligned himself with bad people. I know the people he aligned himself with. I know they were bad people. That ain't no rumor. That's facts, right? So it just wasn't a good look for Seth. In the beginning, Seth was doing the right thing. Like he's doing the right thing right now. Like when somebody's doing the right thing, I'll tell you when they're doing the right thing. I'll be like, man, he's doing a good job. That's what he needs to do. When they're doing the wrong things, like that lawsuit, and I don't know, that was crazy. It just like, and aligning yourself with fraud ass people. I'm gonna tell you. And everybody was like, they were talking shit. Everybody got mad at me about talking bad about Dog the Bounty Hunter, when I was just telling the truth. Listen, when you're telling the truth, it's not throwing shade. Okay, remember the caller earlier said you're throwing shade on somebody. I said, well, what did I say? You reported the baby dead when it wasn't? That's the truth. That happened. That ain't throwing shade. If you do something and somebody tells the truth about what you did, it's not throwing shade. It's telling the truth. Is there anybody going to say that Dog didn't get up there and mess these kids' names up, his father's name up, and promote his book? He absolutely did. That ain't throwing shade. That's telling the truth, right? And these people like in TikTok, Tony, oh my God, don't get me started on this guy. I mean, basically got kicked off the Caleb Harris case by the family that was allegedly his friends. They fired him. How do you get fired by your friends? He used to work with the dude, Caleb Harris's daddy, and then he took Caleb Harris's TikTok page. What was it? It was TikTok. And then he set up there with some young girls acting like a weirdo, right? And allegedly pulled out his wiener, and then took the page and changed it into his personal page after he built it off of Caleb Harris to attack JLR. Oh my God. Because they didn't like people that were calling him out for being frauds. So that's why I was on the hit list. That's why JLR was on the hit list. Anybody that wasn't trying to kiss their ass was on the hit list. Oh my God, Tony is dumber than dumber. Yeah, and I mean, it's disgraceful, some of the actions these people did. And I was just calling their shit, which it made people mad because, people, oh, he's a grieving father, Dolly. But my attack wasn't really on Seth. It was on all the people around Seth. I want people to understand that. I still to this day feel sorry for Seth. I felt sorry for him when everybody was manipulating him. I told him in the end, none of these people would be there. Nobody. They would all leave you. Right? When the next big case breaks and your boy don't bring the views, ain't nobody going to talk about him. Right? He didn't want to listen. Is T-Rev still looking? I don't know what T-Rev is doing. I think he might be in jail. I'm not for sure. Is he even on the internet anymore? Like that's what I'm saying. T-Rev was a fraud himself. See what I mean? And you see he aligned himself with T-Rev. It was like Seth let all the bad people in, but didn't want to hear anything that decent people had to say, right? He didn't. He believed all these people, oh, we're going to find your kid, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do this for you. And none of them people did nothing for him. If anything, they hurt the situation. They turned it into a clown show. And now nobody talks about his son. He's out there with one person. when he could have had thousands of people out there in the beginning with him. But he ran everybody off. T-Rev, what does that say? T-Rev is still looking for a dress number. He's driving around. His GPS got him driving around in circles, right? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He was a little weirdo, right? That was fraudulent, and he got busted being a little fraud. And, you know, that was Seth. And then he stole Seth's girl. Let me tell you this. Would you ever date a woman that dated Seth and T-Rev? That's shade. Okay, that's throwing shade right there. For that lady, that was shade. Okay, that was a little bit of shade right there. All right, that woman right there, where she knows how to pick them, right? She knows how to pick them. She knows a winner when she sees one. Okay, she's like winner, chicken dinner. But she did get her mortgage paid, allegedly. Allegedly, people. Allegedly. We don't know if that's true. Ish, right? We don't know if it was more than $15,000. Seth damn near paid the house off. Allegedly. Allegedly. And then T-Rev moved in, didn't pay no rent. Oh, I was not laughing. Okay, I was not laughing at the situation. Just checked, and T-Rev was live 3 times a month ago. Okay. Same as Katie. All right. Let me stop. There's some sensitive people watching tonight. We done learned that when we had the phone lines open. There's a lot of sensitive people tonight. Okay, we got to be really careful. We're dealing with sensitivity. Okay, the word of the night. Okay, the word of the. Oh, I got my phone. The word of the night is sensitivity. You see it right there on the phone. Sensitivity. All right, I found my phone a while ago. Okay, so you know tonight's story. Breaking news. Breaking news right here. Sensitivity. Okay. Oh my God, you're making me laugh. It ain't my intention. It just feels good to be home. Okay. I'm in my environment. Right. So anyway, with that said, you know, Chris and Katie apparently gave an interview to the Hatfields and McCoys. Oh my God. What are they playing? Some James Bond music? All right. So I haven't seen this yet, to be honest. I haven't heard what Dave said. So we may watch a little bit of this together. Somebody could get me a timestamp. I might be able to jump through it, but their video's an hour and 48 minutes long. So this is going to be a little slow getting to the point, I think.
If we have any qualifications, you know, our main qualification anymore is right
Lord.
there.
Good Lord.
The good Lord. That's the only qualification we need.
Right.
But Sheila, we both retired. Me with 40 years as a police officer. Sheila with 29 years, 28 years with the Board of Education.
Mm-hmm.
She went back. She retired, but she went back to substitute teaching this last year.
Yep, I said.
And retire and hopefully just travel and do videos. But that's our extent of. And we started out investigating Hatfield McCoy history to show people all the things that was incorrect in it, and somehow we got on other things. So
yeah,
once again, getting a lot of comments on Sebastian, so we thought we'd go back and visit it. Or part, we don't care. We just want the things that we cover. We like to get the word out there. You don't have to ask permission. You do what you want. We're gonna play this first video, babe.
Okay, all right, just a second here. I'll put.
Keep searching. People keep looking. Keep searching. Keep looking. We keep putting up new flyers. I know a lot of places they take them down after so long. We just keep going back and putting more up.
I think that's a lie. The test results in, you are the father of that baby, right? They lying. Like, why? I mean, listen, when everybody was down there, y'all wasn't doing nothing. Yeah, I think they did What I can't say they didn't do nothing. They did donate to a billboard, and I think they did donate some to some yard sale signs. Dolly speaking about a phone. Open the phone lines. I don't know. I think it's a full moon tonight. Last time I had the phone lines open, people were psychics, and people were mad, and then my stream got in it from some voodoo. I mean, I don't know if I should open the phone lines up or not. Does anybody know the timestamp where this phone call where they interviewed these people actually took place? All they keep showing us pictures of them. I don't know.
Be able to sit down and see if we can help some way, at least to clear up some of the misconceptions that people has.
All right, here we go.
It's honestly, it just gets to the point where everybody has said so much.
Let's back
It
up.
was you when it rang. We don't answer.
Here we go.
Let it go to voicemail. And I seen Nashville, and I told Sheila, I said, Chris,
Yep.
what about that?
He just told me
Thanks for calling us, pal.
You're welcome, sir.
Thanks for calling us. I hope we're right, but we think you and Katie's been treated wrongly.
Did he just say they think they've been treated wrongly? I might have to disagree with the Hatfields and McCoys right there. They got treated this way because of their actions. Okay. See the phone? Actions. Keyword of the day. Actions. You see it on the screen? Okay. Breaking news. Actions. Okay. I'm just going to hold this here. See how long I can hold it. I'll see if it's like a agility competition. All right. We'll see how long I can hold this damn thing before my arm gets tired.
Watching some of these videos and some of these people that's doing these shows, and until people's proven to have done something or something like that, there's so many rumors out there, and how do you defend against it? And we wanted to be able to maybe sit down and talk to you all one day. I'm a 40-year retired police officer, and I've solved a few cases in my day, but Sheila and I, we found this body a while back. We're both retired, and we found this shooter on I-75 that had shot those 5 people, and it took us 6 days, and I just had a total change in my Christian life. Yep. And when I started on this Sebastian, people started texting us and say, check on Sebastian. We wasn't familiar with it, and then the more we start checking, the more I see that I used to use the F-bomb myself. I used to use some language, and I used to be real outspoken and tell people, you remind me of myself, and unless people's been accused of something, or how would they react? So anyway, our thing is that we're just, me and Sheila just want to see if someday we could chat with you and Katie, and we don't have to have no cameras or nothing else. We just want to be able to sit down and see if we can help some way, at least to clear up some of the misconceptions that people has.
It's honestly, it just gets to the point where everybody has said so much. That's why we've kind of pushed away from the public eye and talking and getting out there. It's just,
I mean,
there's I'll give you what I can. There's some things I can't give you.
Understandable.
That's law enforcement asks us not to.
Sure.
That's understandable.
Sure.
Yes, you would be correct as far as us physically being out in the woods with everybody in the initial days and all this about searching. Law enforcement said, we do not want you out. We do not want you getting in the middle of it, because if something comes about and we need to talk to you or get a hold of you, we know where to find you. Now,
makes sense. That
was said to all 3 parents, Seth, Katie, and myself. And we did exactly what they asked.
Sure.
Seth is
Right here, folks. Breaking news. Breaking news.
he's missing his son. You know, I'm not going to speak for how he feels. I'm not going to try to explain why or what he is doing, why he's doing what he's doing. I don't know. When it comes to Katie and myself, we've literally listened to everything that law enforcement says as. And it doesn't matter what it is. Like if they want something, they send me a message, send Katie a message, and they get it.
Come on in. Come on
Not even
in.
a question. You know, I mean, if you want something, what do you want? Come get it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll bring it to you. Whatever it is, I don't care.
I can hold this phone for 5 hours and not blink. Okay, and not blink.
You know, I mean, we've been like that since day one. And it's a constant battle with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
My eyes are already starting to dry out.
We had a lady called the other night, text Sheila from West Virginia, and said she's got some information, said y'all need to contact me. And I told Sheila, I said, ask her what part, her phone showed up West Virginia, and I said, ask her what part of Hendersonville she's from and where she has searched at down there. And she wrote back and said, no, I'm not from down that area. I haven't been down there. And then Sheila told her, said, we're sorry, dear. There's so many rumors out there. We don't need more rumors. You know, we're talking to people that know something about it, you know, because all she's going to do is tell us what she has watched on a video or read in the paper. And that's not how you solve cases or work cases or it's just
I'm gonna
not.
make you make.
But
well,
Come on
everybody's
in.
upset.
Come on
like,
in.
I mean, so when you said me
This
at
is
work and all
breaking.
this, okay,
Breaking.
well, I'm working in Memphis.
We're on the scene. Okay. Today's video is brought to you by C and K. Okay. They're in the chat. Now it's a mixture of the Latino JLR. Okay. It's brought to you by Chris, the letter C. And the letter K is in the chat. Okay. They're in the chat. My constituents, okay, told me that this video was out. Okay. Breaking news. Come on in. Come on in. Fools.
I'm sitting in a tower crane as we speak
Hola.
sure.
Oh, snap.
in Memphis on the St. Jude project. You know, I just left my house last
See,
night
I
actually from
heard that.
Hendersonville to come back to work.
Sure.
But you know, when all this initially went down,
L has just entered the chat for loser. Okay. This video is brought to you by the letter L, homie. Okay. The letter L, homie. For loser.
you know, we called law enforcement. You know, people have a hard time understanding, well, you didn't call 911 because I don't need 911 when I know that I can call directly to the dispatch desk.
Just
and get a
just
dispatcher.
in. Just
You're out in the
in.
county. We understand it. You're out in the sheriff's
Yes,
department boundary. You won't be in the. Yeah, I heard that, but I also Sheila and I.
Somebody said L for Ola. Okay. Brought to you by the letter L for Ola.
talked about that. Why would you have to call if you know the number directly? Call the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's the stuff that
On the T Ollie. Okay. On the T Ollie. So y'all may know when the Tita, but do y'all know about the T Ollie? That's the question.
everybody does it. You know, I'm sorry. I know where I live. I know the numbers.
yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, I mean, every parent should know your area. You should know your fire department. You should. I mean, my fire department is a volunteer that's less than a quarter of a mile from my front door.
Sure,
I mean, that's my fire department. That's my EMS right there.
sure.
My phone
Okay.
turned
Sure,
off.
Yeah.
we came down a while back and just walked away. I don't know. Well, like I said, I've had my wife's been a Christian all of her life and all this and that, and I've really this last thing we worked, I've seen everything in the world in 40 years, but for some reason it really affected me, and the good Lord's just blessed me. And again, you never know about things.
Yeah, Rebecca sitting in jail. Probably everybody screaming out their cell, "Hola, hola." Okay, what we're listening to is the Hatfield and McCoys, and we're listening to Chris and Katie breaking. Talk to them, okay? Breaking on the scene, okay? Brought to you by the letter D, homie, for Dolly, come on in, come on in.
If you're innocent, can you imagine what an injustice?
My
that you
arm is
have
already
done?
tired. I got
During,
oh my God.
and that was our Sheila and my thing.
Gotta change hands.
And again, I know you're busy. I know you work all the time. I know you, but I think that Sheila and I could, if you and Katie ever get a chance and get a couple hours where we could come down and visit with you. And if you can't, that's understandable. You've done more than I probably expected just calling us. But
Yeah.
I think we could do.
Believe it or not, I mean, it would have. I mean, I am not away from the idea of sitting down and having a conversation with people. And I've told people in the beginning, I will have conversations with people. And I just tell everybody, I'm brash, I'm direct, but I'm respectful.
That's Fred McCoy, buddy.
That's just the way I was raised.
This is how you build. Listen, I'm not trying to pick on people. I'm trying to build my core strength. Okay, my core strength. Listen, guys, if you can't have a little fun, you're in the wrong room. Okay, go watch something else tonight. We're playing and joking. It's nothing personal against people. Listen, the Elevated Truth did a whole stream of being me just the other night, right? Cardiac Dolly. He dressed like me. He said, producer. He did everything. It's just joke. Am I mad at him for doing that? It's just joking and playing, right? Pull the sticks out your butt. Okay. If you're that sensitive or that booty hurt, just go watch something else for now and come back when I'm doing something you enjoy. Right. I'm playing and having a little bit of fun. I'm up late night. What? It ain't like I'm up here making $1 million damn dollars. Like YouTube is AdSense is cheap as hell. If I can't have fun with what I'm doing, I don't want to do it. Okay. I could wrap this up and go watch Netflix. So be quiet and enjoy the stream. That's what I suggest, you know? I mean, there's 1 million people on YouTube. I'm not forcing you to be here, and don't ever come in my room and tell me what to do. Okay. I'm a grown ass man. I'll do whatever I want to do. See, I was having fun. Now you done pissed me off. There's a difference. Now let's go back to the fun.
Well, that military.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other part of it is I don't have time to sugarcoat people's cookies for them. That's not me.
I used to be like that. I'm trying to change. Sheila's and the good Lord's changing me on that part. But I'm telling you, people used to say one thing about Fred McCoy: you don't have to go to the country store to find out what he thinks about you. He'll tell you to your face. And that. See, I respect people like that. I just think that people need to see a different angle, from a police officer's perspective, from Sheila. Sheila's a retired school teacher Sheila's dealt. We've got a nephew that's autistic, and she's dealt with schools and school systems. Again, me and Sheila just thought that you all had, and Katie, the both of you, at least the person. I'm not going to say we're on your side. We're not on.
The show tonight is brought to you by the letter S for Spirit Fingers. All right, homie.
On nobody's side, but I guarantee you that your side would get to be heard. From what I understand, you was in the Navy.
Yes.
Haven't they heard?
16 years.
Yeah, 16 years. Well, haven't
Wow.
you never heard he does like a sailor? They used to tell me you curse like a sailor. But I was a Marine. But so you and Katie talk if you get a chance, and you all ever feel like it. Once you're accused, parents already know, Chris, that we're looked at. If something happens to our children today, they would be looking at me and Sheila.
Mhm.
That's just the way we do in police work. And a lot of times.
Hold on, let me get the bat signal on the ceiling, Dolly. We need a bat. We need a bat signal. Can anybody? How come nobody's ever sent me a bat signal? Okay, we need a. Y'all see the bat signal? Y'all just can't see it. The camera's on, but there's a bat signal up there somewhere in the ceiling.
That is the case, no doubt. We've got some good questions, and I think you and Katie could put a lot of stuff to rest.
Well, I mean, me and Katie have both taken polygraph tests with law enforcement, and we both passed our polygraph test. Seth, as I don't know, I only from what I've been told, Seth took a polygraph test through Nancy Grace's TV show.
Okay.
I was advised by TBI not to do that.
Oh, stop your line. Did y'all hear that? He said he was. How does he hold that phone for so long? Good Lord. I got to switch hands. I got to switch hands. It will. They'll wear your arm out. Damn. That man probably got some core strength right there. He's probably good to go. Good. But I do got a bad elbow, so it might have something to do with it. Good Lord. I'm going to go get a massage tomorrow from holding this damn phone. But can you do the side look, Dolly? Oh, what about this one? I don't get the duck lips. I don't get the duck lips. Breaking. I feel like I'm watching Zoolander. Okay. Blue steel.
That's part of the big thing is they're all upset because, I told Nancy Grace that I would do it. And then when I went and talked to TBI, they said, no, don't recommend you do it. Okay, then that means I'm not doing it. Yeah. So I'll take it to TBI. So that's what they did.
And you did take one and passed it?
Oh, yes, sir.
See, that's what.
Sure.
See, that's things that people. The last I heard that you offered, and that's why you've been an injustice because that you offered on Nancy Grace. You had time and place, and then when they offered it, that you backed out on it, and you'd never taken one.
See, here's the other part that Nancy Grace has never said either. So her producer Rachel at the time, I was in contact with her. And told her, I said, look, TBI has advised me not to take y'all's right away, to take theirs first. And if everything is good, then I don't need to take one with y'all. So let me deal with them first because it is their investigation. And she was like,
no, that ain't what he told Aunt Nancy. He told Aunt Nancy that he was going to take one with TBI and then he would take one with her. And then he blew Nancy off and never answered a calls from Nancy. I talked to Nancy right at CrimeCon last year, and Nancy said he's full of shit. He's a liar, and he's scared of Nancy. You seen how they acted when they got up on Nancy like some deers in headlights, right? Because Nancy ain't nothing to be played with. Nancy is like a boss, okay? Like Nancy's the real deal. Like next to me, all right? I think it's Nancy, then it's Dolly, and then it's the Karen Reed supporter, Vinny. I'm just playing Vinny if you're watching, right? I'm just joking tonight, guys. Don't get all butthurt about some jokes. It's just playing. I'm just trying to lighten the mood, have a little fun. But my arm is tired. I know I ain't going to arm wrestle JLR ever. That bitch is probably strong as hell.
completely understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had that conversation with her producer.
No.
And I also had a conversation. I'm gonna mess his name up. I don't know if it's Zappleton or something. She had another producer that she also uses. And I've had a conversation with him. And but none of that has been divulged to the public. None of it.
Mm.
You know, I mean, of course it would. But they're a TV show. They're there for ratings. They're for the money.
Anyway, I'm glad that you took
so I have seen your video. I seen the video where y'all drove down from Kentucky down 31. You came down through Kentucky.
What's up, Elevated Truth? I'm just sitting here doing my best JLR impersonation. Okay. Come on in. Come on in. There's breaking news. There's breaking news. Okay. Glad you come on. Come on. Come on in. Come on in, people. Come on in. Somebody shine the bat signal, right? Up there somewhere. We got exclusive only here on Dolly Investigates. Okay. Only here on Dolly Investigates will you find my thumbnail on my phone. Okay. Right. Now I know it's the exact same picture I use as my thumbnail, but I want to make sure y'all see my thumbnail because usually you don't see the thumbnail once you click on the video. So I want to make sure that y'all watch my thumbnail for 3 hours. Okay. Which is 3 hours of just this thumbnail and me with a cramp in my arm. Okay.
You down 31. You turned down McNerney and you went down that way and you came to the back road. So I did watch your video and I watched y'all go through the subdivision.
Hola.
The cul-de-sac and you started coming back down and you told me, Sheila, you should go over and knock on that door.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I'm not.
This stream is brought to you by Arm Cramp, homie. Okay. Arm Cramp. All right. On the arm cramp. On the T cramp. The T-bone.
Yeah.
And actually,
Hola.
she could have just put. So the sign is posted, no trespassers. We were told by law enforcement to put that up because of certain individuals out.
Somebody asked, is there any Austin Drummond updates? Breaking news. Break. Come on in. Come on in. I got you right here. Austin Drummond. I don't know, man. There's some weird things going on in that Austin Drummond case especially when he was in prison, they charged him with the attempted murder because the video came out of the fight and he had no weapons and he was fighting two dudes. And I have to say for a little wet, he didn't look like he could fight his way out of a paper bag, but he could actually fight a little bit. He was holding his own against two guys and he didn't have no weapons and he was just fighting with his fist. And they charged him with attempted murder. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. I don't know if y'all seen this on the internet. I'm sure Elevated Truth may have seen it. Rampage Jackson, the UFC fighter. Okay. Anybody know who that is? He has a son and his son was at a wrestling event, like pro wrestling, like the WWF, but it wasn't the WWF. It was like some little league. And this guy thought he was part of the show, one of the wrestlers, and he hit him with a beer. And then when he hit him with the beer, he just stood there and the guy was like, hey man, you ain't going to sell it? Like he thought he was part of the show and he wasn't. And he hit him with a beer. So later on, this is crazy. So this is Rampage Jackson's son. He will get off of it. Oh, of the beat. And you seen it? Look, so he hits him with the beer can. So later they let him in the ring with the guy and he picks the dude up and he slams him. But when he slams him, he's supposed to double leg him. It's part of the show. And this dude body slams him, gets on top of him, and punches him in the head 23 times. The dude flatlined in the hospital, right? He damn near killed the man. He was just punching him right in the face. I think when he body slammed him, the guy was unconscious. So he punched him 23 times, hard as he could. He's a big guy in the face with no way to defend himself, just unconscious, getting beat in the face. He's in the hospital right now, right? I thought the same thing. I was like, listen, but here's the thing. The guy hit him with the beer can. And then when he realized that he wasn't part of the show, he apologized. He said, hey, I'm sorry. Breaking news, guys. Coming in. Breaking news. This is breaking news too. He apologized to him twice, right? He said, "God, I thought you was part of the show. And I'm sorry. I didn't know. I apologize." And Rampage Jackson's son acting like he was cool with it. He accepted the apology. And then when They allowed him to jump in the ring and interfere with the match. Like, that part's staged. But he went real life, body slammed the guy, jumped on top of him and started punching him in the face as hard as he could. Hit him a total of 23 times. The man died in the ring, flatlined. They had to bring him back, and he's in the hospital now. Rampage Jackson's son is going to jail, okay? Because it was hours later that he did this. He didn't do. Now, if he hit you with a beer can and you jumped on him immediately, be like, yo, man, this dude attacked me. I was defending myself, and you beat him up real bad. Then I can understand it. But 2 hours later, while he was live streaming it, he was telling the people on the stream, people in his stream were calling him a pussy and calling him names. You're a sissy. You let that man hit you. You do that. And he was telling them, oh, I'm going to do something. I'll do something. Y'all ain't going to keep calling me names. And so he let the chat build him up until he got in the ring and attacked the man and beat the man technically to death. And the dude's alive, but he's in the hospital right now. The dude was unconscious for the last, been 24 hours. He was unconscious. So I wouldn't be surprised. Rampage Jackson himself said, listen, I got 2 kids and then I got 2 Asian kids. He said, I saved money for the 2 Asian kids to go to college because I knew they would go to college. He said, my other 2 kids, I saved up bail money. That's what Rampage Jackson said about his son. And then, Rampage Jackson kind of said the same thing. Oh, I would have went to jail too. I would have did something about it. But I can understand doing something about it when he hits you with it, but not two hours later after people pump you up to hurt this man. And then you go in there and beat him to death because he hit you with a beer can. Like, insane. Okay. I don't know. Y'all can find that on YouTube. There's people talking about it and it's going like, they're doing millions of views. It's talking about what I just told you guys. But that don't really I guess it's true crime. I mean, it's a crime. He beat the man to death. It was pretty bad. It's on video. You can watch it. And, wow. Just wow. So I don't know if you guys, have you seen the interview with the wrestler that, stopped him? The wrestler that stopped him. No, I haven't seen that, Elevated Truth. I seen he headbutted him in the face, right? Because 2 wrestlers did attack him after trying to get him off the guy. And he was trying to fight them. And I noticed the one little dude was like shoulder blocking him up against the corner, the corner. And then the other dude headbutted him in the face. And then he was outside screaming and cussing and acting crazy. Dolly, he had permission from the guy to get in the ring and slam him. Yes, but he didn't have permission to get on top of him and beat him to death. Okay? Wrestling's fake. You pull your punches in wrestling. You don't get out there and beat a person to death. You don't do that. That's not normal behavior. Look it up. It's worth it. I will. I'll look it up after I'm done with this stream and my arm falls asleep. It's already going numb from holding this phone. But y'all come on in. Y'all come on in, right? Actually, he told him to go full force dolly in the video. That is not the producer. That was another wrestler that told him that. Elevated Truth, if I told you to go jump off a bridge, does that mean you go do it? Think about that. Think about it. If I go Elevated Truth, go jump off a bridge. Make sure you do it full send too, head first. Does that mean you listen? No, the owner told him to spear him. It's on the phone call. He's on the phone call with the dude, and the dude says, man, I told you to spear him, double leg him, and you beat him so bad that he's not waking up. That video just came out. Okay, I'll check it out. But that is a crazy story. I might cover some of that tomorrow. I guess it falls under the true crime banner. What I watched, I think he needs to be in jail. I honestly do. There's a difference from making a mistake and hitting somebody and apologizing and owning your mistake and then getting in the ring and beating a dude to death. I mean, this dude could be brain damaged. He could be hurt really bad still. He's still in the hospital in ICU. Right? It was kind of horrible to watch. I mean, I get his anger. Trust me, you hit me in the head with a beer, I'm gonna be mad at your ass too, right? This stream is brought to you by the letter B. Beer to the head. Okay. B to the head. He was a war vet, which is worse. Yeah. I mean, it's bad. Okay. It's bad. Yeah. He definitely had some brain hemorrhage. He got beat bad. I mean, by a professional fighter. He's a pro wrestler. That dude is an MMA fighter. There's a big difference in real fighting and fake fighting. And the dude was unconscious. He was unconscious from the minute he got slammed and you got on top of him. It's attempted murder is what it is. It is attempted murder, what he did in that ring. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember y'all know New Jack, right? New Jack in the ECW. This is way off because I know nobody knows what I'm talking about. But there's a guy in the ECW by the name of New Jack, and he stabbed a dude in the ring a bunch of times. It's on video too. He pulled out a knife and started shanking him in the ring, in the wrestling ring. And then he ended up going to jail, and he told the dude he would train him as a pro wrestler, and the dude dropped the charges on him. And then he never trained him. That dude's New Jack, right? But I've seen a lot of crazy stuff in wrestling. When I seen that, I was like, okay, this is a crime. And even New Jack went to jail, right? So, and if this dude dies, what if he don't make it, or he has severe brain damage? Like, there's going to be some lawsuits. There's going to be lawsuits against the wrestling promotion. There's going to be lawsuits against, I don't know. I'd sue everybody and his damn daddy. I'd sue Rampage Jackson for encouraging it. Rampage Jackson called him a bitch, and everybody was hyping him up to commit this crime, and he committed the crime. It's almost high school behavior. You remember high school there, Elevated Truth, when people would pump you up to fight somebody? Oh man, he talking about your mama. I wouldn't let him do that. And everybody's hyping you up to get a fight going. That's what they did to him. The beating is bad. He was all walking around today. He was up walking around today? Okay, well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. No, I was locked up those 4 years. Okay, all right. You were locked up those 4 years. I'm just saying, people be hyping you up. And it was some total high school type stuff. Yep, and it was awful. It happens all over YouTube. Mob mentality is real. Yes. And I agree that, people pressured these creators or these people on the live to do things, and he reacted. Like, I don't pay that much mind to trolls. And listen, we're in a category where most of my viewers are, or there's a few guys, but the most 85% of my viewers are women, and we're up there in age. You guys don't try to encourage me to do bad things. Y'all encourage me to do good things. But certain people don't have an older audience. They have a younger audience, and these people want violence. They want blood. They want lions and tigers and bears attacking each other is what they want. And they instigate it. Okay. Instead of de-escalating, they instigate it. Like, people do. When you should de-escalate and there's people trying to instigate a fight, this is an old saying I always heard. If you campaign long enough for ass whipping, you'll eventually get elected. Okay? So if you out there continuing to run your mouth, eventually somebody's going to Rampage escalated it bad. Yes, his daddy. That's what I'm saying. If you continue to do these things, and somebody's going to eventually pull you a card. Okay? Somebody's going to eventually do something about it. And it's terrible. It's terrible, right? So his chat, actually, because he was on, I don't know, what's he on, IG, Instagram, like with the rest of these young people. And he just, he let the spirit fingers get to him, okay? He let people get to him, and next thing you know, he may be on his way to prison. Oh, okay, but back to Chris.
Out there that,
and I can't hold this phone no more.
upon themselves.
That's about my phone holding level. How long did I do? Did I get a good 20 minutes in? Okay, because that put a real cramp in my arm. Good Lord. All right.
walk around our property, videotaping, taking photos, without permission. So we were advised by law enforcement, put that up, but
Here's the thing. People don't need your permission to take photos in a public place. Outdoors, Chris. You're a big dummy. I think you're a smarter guy than that, right? Anything in public, we can videotape. We can videotape you. I don't got to have your, if you're outside anywhere in public, I can videotape you. I don't need your permission to videotape you, right? Now, if you was in your doorway and I'm peeping in and trying to videotape you, yeah, then you have the right to your privacy. But where there's no expectation of privacy, you can videotape. The dog just hears the cats on the porch. That's all it is.
we've had people come and knock on the door and ask questions and talk to us.
Wow.
As long as people are respectful, we don't. We're not.
Yeah.
We have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
There you
Nothing
go.
to shy away from.
Yeah.
Now, and me and Katie are all on the same page with law enforcement. We just don't want to be a part of the circus.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's
good.
somehow this has gotten away from our son.
Yeah.
And it's turned into this big old circus pointing fingers and like, why? Yeah, so that was Mr. Steve Fisher. He's a private investigator, and he's licensed in 9 states. His credentials are probably some of the best out there. I mean, he has worked with TV.
What? That dude is a joke. Okay. It's some of the best credentials out there. The dude is, y'all remember him from the Cali Rodney case? He said he charges $20,000 to take a case, $2,000 a day. That dude is a. Somebody told me he was out there at the house in Calabasas. I think he lives on the West Coast, and he was droning over it. I never seen him or never knew who he was, but I don't think he's the best private investigator. He better stick to looking for runaway kids. That's all I'm gonna say. That's shade, woman, for that was watching earlier. That's shade right there.
In East Tennessee, worked in 3 cases. He's worked in, all over the country.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah, but what has he done? Okay, I mean, he was a pilot in the Air Force and stuff. That's great. I ain't knocking him for that. But I'm talking about in true crime. What has he done? Take money from families of missing people? I've never asked one family of a missing person for a penny. Never. I do it out of kindness of my heart. I don't ask them for money for the tickets. I don't ask them for money for hotels. I don't ask them money for rental cars. I don't ask them for money for food. I get a bad taste from that guy myself. Okay. So to hear him hype this guy up like, ooh. Yeah, he was there flying a drone. Yeah, I heard it. I heard something about that. He didn't say nothing to me. I'd have been like, and he knows who Dolly is, right? So I don't know who I couldn't, if he could walk by me 30 times, I probably wouldn't recognize him. I didn't even know he was out there, to be honest. But I heard when I got back that he was out there flying drones. I seen a drone in the air, right? He must not have been like, Dolly, 23 minutes of you holding the phone. God, I can feel that shit in my arm, right? So I don't know how he does it for hours. I just don't know. More power to him. He's a better man than me because I can't do it that long. 23 minutes, I was tapped out. I was like, okay, I tap.
So why, when he said, look, I might be able to add something I don't know. And I've talked to him. We've had conversations offline, just like how we're doing now. And our conversations eventually led up to, I wound up meeting with him. And I said, look,
Yeah.
I know you got some questions. And he gave me his questions. I said, well, instead of me explaining, can I show you? He said, sure.
Yeah.
So me and him got in his car. We drove around and I showed him, I said, look, this from this angle here, standing here looking at this, looking at this, this is where you see this, this is where I can explain this. And keep in mind that as I explain this to you, that the foliage is out here. Back in February, everything, the trees were naked. There's no leaves, there's no nuts. So everything that I'm telling you, you're not going to understand and see exactly because there's no leaves, or there's leaves on the trees, so you can't see directly where I'm pointing, or
I mean, he may be a good guy, right? He may be a good guy. I don't know him personally. I don't know the guy personally. I just don't really like what he does in the cases, right? I think he's, I don't know. I don't like the fact that you go taking money from families of missing people. I don't like that. Okay. Now, personally, as a guy or whatever he does, I mean, I don't have no hard feelings towards him. I just don't like people that take money from the parents of missing kids. You know, I just think that's a horrible thing to do. I could never do that. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You know, I would feel so guilty about taking money from people in the worst time when they need help. If you're not helping the people, you're working for the people. There's a difference from helping people and working for people. So would you say he helps people? I would say no, he don't help people. Does he work for people? He works for people, but he don't help people. And then he gets up there and defends people that don't deserve to be defended. He's no different than that lawyer. Okay, remember the lawyer the other day that I ran up on and said, you're defending baby killers? Anybody remember that? Anybody here for the Cabazon? Right? He's no different than that. You're taking money from people that would hurt kids. So I don't like that. Now, as far as him as a person, I don't know the guy. He could be the nicest guy on the planet. I don't know. I just don't like his practice. Thank you, Turtle Gang, for gifting 5 memberships. You ain't got to do that. Temu lawyer. Yeah, the Temu lawyer. So when people go in, the people that are going through, and let's just say they're innocent. Okay. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt for a minute, which I don't think they are. I think they have knowledge of what happened to Sebastian. That's my opinion. I don't have any proof of that. And you go exploit these people, make them pay you, then you videotape it, then you're making money off the video in it, and you're making money off exploiting these people, and then you're jumping on these news channels for attention. So to me, I think it's disgraceful. Myself, I can tell you this: I have never took 1 penny for anything I've ever done up here. From the only time is my viewers donating for me to do things, but from a family, right? Like you remember we went and looked for Averill Hooks, Jake Federer, and I was working right with the families. I never asked them families for a penny, never. Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers. Ask Chris or Katie yourself, have I ever asked him for a dime? Never could I do that. That to me is just, that makes you like that lawyer that defends people that would hurt a kid. I think people that would hurt a kid are the worst. I mean, it don't get much worse than that. And so when I hear about, this ain't even so much shade, it's just my opinion. Right? Like I said, he could be a super nice guy, he could be a great father, he could be a lot of things, right? One thing don't determine who you are as a person. It's just, I don't like that. And that's just my opinion. Okay. And they, some people may disagree and think he's a great guy and he's doing the right things. I just disagree with that, and in far as just searching for people and trying to help, because you're not really helping people if they're paying you. Help comes from the kindness of your heart. He posted misinformation about Kylie Rodney. He posted misinformation about Sebastian Rogers. I agree. So I don't know. I have as far as what he does on the internet, I don't like what he does in his personal life. Like I said, I don't know him. He could be a great guy. He could be a great father. It could be, it could just be one bad thing he does. I don't really know.
He went to the reverse position of where I was saying and looked down, and I said, see the foliage? You can't see where we were standing. But once this is naked, you can see all the way across the street onto the other side of the
Sure.
Long Hollow Pike.
Sure.
And he was like, I didn't think about that. And I said, yeah, I mean, and it's this, and this. We drove around, we saw the retention pond. I showed him which way the dog went,
Chris, the dog itself, and my brother, he used to be the canine officer for our department. And, a dog is only as good as it's been trained, and a dog is only as good as the handler that knows the indicators. And sometimes dog handlers, like everybody else, wants their 15 minutes of fame. And, I've heard so many stories about the dogs hitting or didn't hit. And
Okay, so that's about all I can take it at. That is the Hatfield and McCoys. Basically, it's the same story, just regurgitated. Nothing's really changed in any of it. If you want to see the whole thing, you can check it out at the Hatfield and McCoys Adventure Museum Adventures. I think that's what it's called. It'll bore me to sleep. Okay. I've done heard Chris say the same story 1,001 times. All right. Now it's getting late, but there's still one more thing I want to touch in on and discuss with you guys, and that's these kids right here that you see on the screen. Jack and Lilly Sullivan. It's crazy. The RMCMP, right? The Royal The Royal Canadian Mounted Police haven't made no arrests. This case is just like Emmanuel Haro. Not different, but the only difference is a border in Canada. One of our bordering, not even far from America, right? It's right on the border. And no attention for these kids. Very little. And very, they had no real national attention across Canada. None of the big people really in America jumped on it. There was a few people that talked about it. The girls, the Canadian girls, a crime and shame or whatever, and a few other people that are idiots. Okay, that was shade. Okay, covered it, but it didn't get the traction that the McCoys are real and Chris Proudfoot was cleared. So I'm confused. Yeah. Just because you cleared, OJ was found innocent. Okay, acquitted. And we know he did it, right? Think about that. Just because the police say you cleared don't mean you didn't do it. Karen Reed was found innocent. Karen Reed might have done it. Okay. Just because you cleared or you had Ted Bundy pass a lie detector test. Okay, this gets into that. Right? What I'm about to talk about in Jack and Lilly is Malaya took a lie detector test. Daniel took a lie detector test. And they passed these lie detector tests. The police don't have anything. They don't have anything. Does that mean that Malaya and Daniel didn't do it? That's where we're at. For everybody that's waiting for arrests to come in the Malaya and Daniel case, it's not coming. It's not. If they did it, they're not telling it. It's another case of Summer Wells. It's another case like Sebastian Rogers. They had cooperated with the police in the beginning and did what the police said, and they have nothing. They don't have nothing. People are saying, "Oh, the Royal County, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police always get their man." Well, apparently they don't always get their woman, because Malaya Brooks ain't in jail, and no mother acts that way. Daniel guilty as hell, in my opinion. These people are super guilty. I mean, they're so guilty they could wear a cape with a G on it just for guilty. To see this stuff going on and no arrests being made in these cases, at least Cabazon, the West Coast, Bubby just gifted one membership. Thank you, Bubby. At least they got it right. Okay. They got it right. They did a lot better than Tennessee, they did a lot better than Nova Scotia. The police were respectful. They were out there working their asses off, sweating like you wouldn't believe. Chris says he was cleared. They never said he was cleared. They said he was vetted, is the word they used. He was vetted, and he cooperated. And his alibi allegedly checked out. I don't think Chris did it. I think Chris has knowledge of it. I think Katie did it, in my opinion. That's what makes me controversial, right? Because I speak my opinions up here on YouTube, makes me controversial. I think Katie did it. Chris is covering for her because that's his wife. He loves his wife, and he would lie for her. That 3-hour phone call, I believe, is the answers lie within that 3-hour phone call. Listen, me and PJ been together. We're going on 3 years. We talk on the phone for maybe 10 minutes at a time. And that's when it's something really important. If not, it's like 3 minutes for, 3-minute calls, maybe a few of them, a day. Like I probably call her 5 or 6 times when I'm out of town to talk for a few minutes. And we don't never talk for hours. Never. So I believe that 3-hour phone call holds the tickets, and he was telling her what to do, and she went and done it. That's just my opinion. I have no proof of that. Is it possible they could be innocent? It is possible. And if it comes out one day they're innocent of no wrongdoing, I'll apologize to them for me having my opinion. But right now, I feel like they know what's going on, and these people defending them is like, you know what? I almost hate just as much as a monster. Somebody that defends a monster. I can't stand that stuff, right? I believe that these people are responsible, just like I believe that Daniel and Malaya Brooks know what's going on in this case, and they just ain't telling the authorities. And when we dealing with cases that are in the middle of nowhere like this, they're hard to solve. Even the Cabazon, even this one with Rebecca and Jake, it's going to be a hard case to solve. I mean, I did a lot of joking tonight, but I'm being honest on this. This is my honest opinion. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a tricky conviction at that because of those circumstances of it. It's because especially when they start pointing the fingers at each other, you're going to be like that shit is going to confuse the hell out of a jury. And they both got valid cases, right? Both of them. One's abused and one wasn't there. So this is going to be like, this would be a hard one for any prosecutor. That is for sure. The one, Emmanuel Haro. Now, do I think that Malay and Daniel will ever go to jail? Honestly, guys, no, I don't. I think whatever crime they committed, they got away with it. Do I ever think Don and Candace Wells will go to jail? No. Whatever crime they did, they got away with it. Will Chris and Katie ever go to jail? No. If they committed a crime, and the key word in all this is if. If they did it, they got away with it. And it's going to be hard for people to ever really accept that, right? We're going to be waiting and waiting. Oh, they're going to go. You'll hear it from a million people. They're going to go to jail. If they were going to go to jail, they'd already be there. They got nothing on all these cases. They got nothing in Jack and Lily. They got nothing in Summer Wells. And they got nothing in Sebastian. Sometimes that happens. It happens. It's sad and it's heartbreaking. And much as we want these answers, and I ain't giving up trying to get them. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to try to get these answers as long as I got breath in me. But will we ever get these answers? Just to be honest with you, I don't know if we ever will. And that's just being truthful. I pray we will. But, I tell myself we will, so I don't give up. Because it's easy to give up in a situation like this when we're talking about Sebastian and we're talking about Summer Wells. Not so much in Jack and Lily because that's pretty fresh. Bubby's been a member for 11 months. Well, it's been going on a good while now, almost a year, but it's still pretty fresh. You know, once you get to about that 3-year mark, you really start to lose. I guess at the 1 year mark, you lose a little bit of hope. About year 2, you lose a little bit more. By 3 years, there's very little hope left, you know. And but that's how quitters think. And I try not to be a quitter. Right? I try not to be a quitter. I wouldn't want somebody to give up on me or give up on my kid. So that's why I still push and still bring these kids up. Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Cody Bixby hasn't been found. Michael Monkey Vaughn hasn't been found. Emmanuel Haro hasn't been found. And all these kids are important, just as important as any other kid, right? We got to weigh these children out the same. One kid don't weigh more than another, right? Just because you from here or there, they're all beautiful kids. They all need the same effort put into finding them that you would want your kid to have, right? And it don't seem like that's always the case, right? Some Sebastian was huge news. You know, Cody Bixby, what not big of a news. Wasn't that big. I mean, I guess he didn't do ratings. So the news didn't cover it. Jack and Lily, I guess they thought since they wasn't American, they wouldn't do ratings. They didn't cover it. Emmanuel Haro, American. It got covered. But what makes it different than any of these other cases? Nothing. Nothing makes it different. Location, race. I think it's ratings is what makes things different. In the story that surrounds it. If it comes with a little bit of a circus, the media loves it. Dolly, one day we will meet these kids face to face. Wherever there is, we can hold our heads high. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope so. That would be great. If we could just find one of them, just one, would be better than not finding none of them. So, like I tell people, continue to pray. You never know, miracles happen. I love to see a miracle. I just wouldn't say hold your breath because you'd be dead before it happens. That's the sad thing. Now, listen, it's already 3:30 on the East Coast. I'm a little tired. Had to be up today at 5 o'clock to make it to the airport. I don't know how many of y'all have been in the Vegas airport, but you got to be there way early, right? And I flew out early. So I had to be up at 5. I had to go to my sister's. I got there about 5:30. She took me to drop the rental car off, and then she took me to the airport. I did learn something about the sky cap. I knew nothing about that. You can take your bags outside. They'll load them up, pack them up, ship them off for you, and they'll give you your plane ticket, and you don't have to wait in that line inside the airport. I didn't know that. So that saved me a lot of time. So I was able to get me some breakfast this morning. But if I hadn't went inside, waited in line, had to get my ticket, and then had to go through TSA and then take a subway to the damn, it's so big. That airport's so damn big. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. You guys be good, stay safe, and just remember, if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace. Oh, yeah. Just remember, guys, the people that I was talking about tonight, you know, on the Tita, I was playing. JLR, of course, I was playing. It's just poking and playing and having a little bit of fun, joking. All these people work hard out here on the YouTube streets to bring you guys the news. But it's all in fun. So I don't want anybody running around being like, well, this guy was talking bad about you. I wasn't talking bad about you. I was just playing and joking. People pick on me and joke too. I don't get all mad. Don't get butt hurt if you're a YouTube creator and I throw a couple little pick and jab, and it's all in fun. Okay. And just think about it. If I pick on you, at least I know who you are. So you're doing something right, or I wouldn't even know who you are. Y'all be good. Stay safe. Daddy loves you. Peace.